class. Today we are going to start a new topic. The name of the topic is real and apparent depth. So what do we mean by real and apparent depth? Okay, so for this I have taken an interesting situation. So whenever you are standing alongside a pool, and this is the swimming pool, and you're standing there, so you just peeked into the pool and you find that okay, it seems to you that the pool is not that much deep. Okay, but when you actually jumped into it, then you found out that actually whatever it seemed to you, the depth of the swimming pool, whatever it seemed to you when you are standing outside the pool, it's not actually the case. It is more deeper as compared to what you thought of. So why this is happening? So this is an interesting case, like the bending of the marker which we did. This is an interesting case which happens because of the refraction of light. So actually light refracts when light goes from air to water, and that's why you feel that the swimming pool is not that much deep, and when you jump into it, then you find out that actually it is way more deeper as compared to what you thought of. So when you're standing here, this is the real depth. Real depth means actual depth of the swimming pool. And when you're standing here, this is what you could see because of the refraction of light. So this is what we call apparent depth. Okay. So this is happening because of the refraction of light. So light refracts when it goes from one medium to another, and that's why you are able to see this part only. I'll explain that also. So now using these two depths, we can calculate refractive index. So earlier the formula for refractive index was C upon V. This is one formula. Now one more formula using these two depths to calculate the refractive index is real depth upon apparent depth. Okay, so this is I have taken it as x, and this is I have taken it as y. So n is equals to x upon y. So in this case, x is real depth and y is apparent depth. So this is also one formula where you can calculate refractive index using real depth and apparent depth. So let us understand this case now. Why swimming pool is not that much deep when we are standing outside the pool. So for that, let me take an object here, O. So when an object is kept like this, the light from the object will go in all the directions. Okay, so if I keep the marker like this, you can see the marker from this side also, that side also, because the light from the marker is getting reflected in all possible directions. So it is going in all possible directions. That is why you are able to see it. So light from this object will go normally straight. It is going actually in all possible direction. So when it goes normally, we know that it will not refract, because this is the case when light goes normally, it strikes the surface normally, it does not bend here and there, it goes straight. Now one light ray will go like this, and it will bend like this. So actually the object is here. So this is the real depth, that is x, real depth of the object, where actually the object is situated here. But when we are standing here, where we can see it, we won't be able to see it here. We will be able to see it somewhere above it. So why is it so? Because this light is going like this light is getting refracted like this. If you extend backward this light ray, so these two light rays meet here. So wherever they are meeting, so actually these two light rays are not meeting actually, but because of the refraction of light, it seems to us that they are meeting here. So this will be the image of the object now. It means you will be able to see the depth of the swimming pool up till this point, not up till this point. So that is why when you jump inside the swimming pool, it's actually this much deep, not this much. But when you're standing alongside the swimming pool, you will be able to see this much only because of the refraction of light taking place. Alright. So this was the case of apparent depth and real depth. Now we will do one numerical based on this case.